This is where we break down really big topics, and we do it by going straight to the source material. So here's a huge question for you. How does an entire nation build a future for itself when its biggest, most valuable resource won't last forever? We're going to dive into that by looking at a really fascinating case study, the state of Qatar. This is a story all about shifting from a resource-based economy to a knowledge-based one. And it all kicks off with one single massive challenge. For decades, Qatar's prosperity has been built on its incredible hydrocarbon wealth, right? Oil and gas. That's a foundation that has fueled some amazing growth. But the core challenge, and this isn't new, it's been in their national strategies for a long time, has always been, okay, what's next? How do you create a sustainable future that isn't totally dependent on what you can pull out of the ground?
And this really puts it into perspective. Take a look. As the National Development Strategy pointed out way back in 2011, government revenue was super tightly linked to the price of oil and gas, which, as you know, can be all over the place. That creates a really powerful reason to diversify, right? You've got to build new, sustainable ways to bring in money that'll support the country for generations.
So what was the big idea? What was the solution? Well, the answer was bold. We're talking about a multi-decade vision for a complete, top-to-bottom digital transformation of the entire nation. And look, this wasn't just about, getting faster computers or something. This vision, which they laid out in the Digital Agenda 2030, sees technology as this powerful catalyst for reshaping everything, the economy, the government, even the day-to-day lives of its people.
And this isn't just some vague, abstract idea either. It's tied to some really concrete economic goals. The target is to generate an additional 40 billion Qatari reals in the non-hydrocarbon part of the economy by 2030. That's a real, tangible number that shows you what this whole digital shift is aiming for.
Okay, so how do you actually do it? How do you build a digital nation from the ground up? Well, the blueprint focuses on three core pillars, and it's important to get this. This isn't just about the tech itself. It's about fundamentally changing how people interact with the government, with their own healthcare, and with the economy. So let's break it down. The whole strategy is super comprehensive. We're talking about, first, a totally seamless digital government, second, a connected health system, and third, an empowered digital society. Each one of these is a monumental shift. It's about completely rewiring government, revolutionizing healthcare, and this is so crucial, making sure everyone in society has the digital tools and skills to thrive. Let's start with the government piece. The e-government 2020 strategy laid out a really clear path. Get away from all the manual, paper-based stuff and move toward a goal of having 100% of government services online. Just think about that. The vision is to basically erase the lines between different agencies and create one single, integrated, one government experience. Now, in healthcare, the centerpiece is something called the Personal Health Account, or PHA. And this is designed to totally flip the script. It's about empowering patients by giving them direct access to their own health records and the tools to manage their own wellness. It makes the patient an active participant, not just a passive recipient of care. And this part is just brilliant because it shows the plan to make sure no one gets left behind. See, it's not enough to just build the cool tech. You have to build up the skills so people can actually use it. So the strategy talks about expanding digital inclusion programs, promoting new ways of working, like remote work, and equipping individuals with all the practical skills they'll need, from e-government to online banking and e-commerce. But let's be real, as you're building this amazing digital nation, you absolutely have to build a shield to protect it, right? Every single new digital service, every new connection, well, that creates a new potential vulnerability. So security can't be an afterthought. It has to be foundational. And the whole national cybersecurity strategy is built around this key idea, cyber resilience. This is a big shift in thinking. It's not just about trying to stop every single attack, which, let's face it, is pretty much impossible. It's about building systems that are tough enough to take a hit and can recover and adapt super quickly when something does happen. Now, what's really interesting here is just how comprehensive the approach is. It's built on these 5 pillars. We're talking about everything from establishing the rules and governance to protecting critical national infrastructure, responding to incidents, and even fostering a cybersecurity culture across the whole country. It's the whole shebang. All right, this brings us to what you might call the end game. An ambition that goes way beyond just simple digitization. In fact, the Digital Agenda 2030 starts using this new, almost futuristic vocabulary to talk about where this is all headed.
The first big concept is hyperconnectivity. So what's that? It's about using Qatar's incredible digital infrastructure to create a world where connectivity is so instant, so common, that it's basically invisible. You don't even think about it. It's just there.
And this isn't some far-off dream. I mean, the foundation is already there. We're talking about nearly 99% of the country covered by fiber and 96% with 5G coverage. That kind of coverage, that's the bedrock for everything else they want to build.
Okay, so the second piece of the puzzle is hypercomputing. This is all about having the massive processing power you need for the next wave of tech. Things like AI and advanced data analytics, the kind of power that lets you process and analyze huge amounts of data at lightning speed.
So you take these two things, right? Hyperconnectivity and hypercomputing. When they converge, when you put them together, the goal is to empower a whole new generation. It's about creating an environment where innovation isn't just possible, it's pretty much inevitable.
And that leads us to this idea. Welcome to the hypergeneration. This is the ultimate goal. The strategy is aiming to raise what it calls the hypergeneration, a generation of digital masters who are totally comfortable and skilled in this new environment, ready to build the future. So at the end of the day, what we're looking at is so much more than just a technology plan. It's really a blueprint for national reinvention. And that leaves us with this final, really provocative question. What does it truly take to build a hyper-generation? Beyond all the fiber optics and data centers, how do you cultivate not just the tech, but the human potential to actually use it to build a better future?